Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it's Bonkai Night 22. Now, last week I did the first episode, season 2 of Wistoria. I did Sword. Okay, this series, with this season 2, they are. Oh, man. Oh. I mean, episode 1, yeah, he fails. Okay. Then we see what happens at the end. Oh, shit. All these things come out of these portals, which is basically, I found out in this episode, they were coming from the dungeon, which makes sense. Um, but that's not all. Not all of these creatures. Like, I think about some of them. Some of them have these swords called Mage Slayer swords, which was discovered at the ending of season 1. Finn basically gave it to the headmistress. So they knew this was happening. They knew these weapons were being created. Now, basically the ones with the swords, yeah, magic is not going to work on it. More specifically, water. I think it's water. I think it's water. Well, definitely fire, lightning, light. Fire, lightning, light. I guess lightning and light are just, but basically fire, light. Um, I'm trying to think what else. I think the only magic that could really hurt them is earth, because it's a physical object. But anything with actual pure magic, I'm guessing water, air, but maybe not air. I'm not really sure. It's very, very gray area. Can't work on them. It basically deflects and goes into a sword. So we find that out. I think a few people die, but the person who dies at the end, that's fucked. So these creatures come out. They're trying to defeat them. The mages are fucked. They're fucked. Not all of the creatures have the swords. Only a certain few have them, and the rest can be defeated by magic pretty easily. But the ones that do have the swords, you're screwed. You can't fight them. So what ends on happening is Will gets involved, obviously. He fights them. He's cutting through them all. He's cutting them here, there. He's cutting them all into ribbons. Then the head guy, the head of the MAGA Von Der, I'm probably saying that wrong, and I apologize, whose name is Old King, Aron Masterius. He basically gets a 411 to... What's this one's name? I forgot her name. She's the one who was like spying on Will in season 1. I forgot her name. I apologize. I forgot her name. Oh, here we go. Iris. So he gets talking to Iris saying, hey, call in the dwarves. The dwarves who have no magic abilities but are really strong, and they can throw an axe here too. So they get involved. Will's taking care of most of them. And the ones that can't use the swords, they're being dealt with. One of the creatures comes out from a gate, but it's not in the same... It's not... There were gates that were coming out around the tower. But now this gate was coming out from a different location. Now this guy is too strong. Too strong for Will to deal with. The dwarves try to help. It doesn't work out. What ends on happening is its orb comes out of its body and starts absorbing the life energy of the other creatures. And the thing is, like I said, fire and light magic do nothing against them. I think ice works, but not really. And the same thing to in that regard. The only really real magic that works against them, what I think, is earth. And I think plants, but I'm not really sure. Anyway, we see people dealing with them. We see Colette do this badass mode. She carries the statue of one of the, you know, important people from, Van Der, and slams it on the creatures. And she, Julie says something like, "This is the divine punishment for that," or whatever. So this creature's absorbing the life energy of them. Guy's got these knives that he's throwing at the dwarves to prevent them from stopping it. He comes out. He annihilates the dwarves. Will tries his. Let's be honest here. If Will was not there, everyone dies. The majority of casualties become far worse if Will is not there. Now, this creature is very powerful. Will's trying his best. Rudy? I'm probably saying the name wrong. I believe it's Rudy. Rosti. So Rosti, his roommate, tries to come in and shoot a spell at his sword, because we know he can absorb it and everything. The same creature comes in, cuts Rosti's arm off. The calf thing that follows Will around, Rosti tells him to go to Colette, and he's going to help Will. This gets really bad quickly. Will tries everything to fight this thing. It is too powerful. And it's got an anti-magic sword, so guess what? No mage can defeat it. Well, that remains to be seen, because next week we're going to get an episode called The One Spell. I guess that's going to do something. Anyway. I think what might happen is the one spell will be shot into Will's sword, and he's going to use it, but we'll see. So, he tries everything. He's at the back and corner. It looks like he's going in for the kill, this creature on Will, and he is getting really, really depressed. Saying he couldn't do anything. He's powerless. He's useless. And then, in the last minute, Rosti gets involved in the fight. He gets stabbed. We'll get some fight. And Rosti's dead. He just, whoop, disappears in dust. Okay. So, this is very... I'm giving this a 10 out of 10. Across the board. However, I must say this to the creator of this series. This is fucked. You just basically put your main character through a meat grinder. I don't mean that, like, logistically. Listen, I understand. See, in anime, and in, series general, in movies, and any form of storytelling, putting the main character through very suffering-based things develops them. However, I must add this with an exclamation point. Did I have to do this in episode 2? Not that I say it's wrong. We also get Finn. It's a short scene with Finn, though. He's in the dungeon with these bozos, and he's wrecking their ass. And he's interrogating this one guy about the swords, the mage killer swords, and he just stabs him. And he realizes what's going on. I guess he leaves the dungeon. Now, next week, we do see a preview. In the preview, we do see a scene with Finn. Now, I can only speculate here, but for some reason, I have a feeling with this whole one magic spell, I think what's going to happen is they're going to shoot that magic spell into Will's sword, maybe? or Finn's got a sword, and they're going to use it on this creature, and they're going to kill it. But just when you think about the scenes in this series and how they put them together, you begin to realize, wow, this is pretty bad. He fails the exam. He can't go up onto the tower. Not only that, these creatures are attacking people. Most of them are not affected by magic. He's fighting them, helping people, saving people. And it ends with his roommate. I mean, you can't get any more personal than that. His roommate best friend gets killed. I would not be surprised if after this altercation, which is probably going to end in episode 3, Will goes catatonic. I would not be surprised. And another part that for me, from looking at this episode, from looking at the events, I'm telling you right now, it's coming. Will, listen, I understand this is a shonen. Wistoria is labeled as a shonen. So you know how this is going to go. The main character has a goal. He's trying to get to the goal. He can't get to the goal of what he wants. At this point, maybe it's time to do that. Maybe it's time to go with Finn. And I'm not saying that because Finn... And this is another thing about the show. I just can't get over this. Same character design. Same freaking name. Dude, I know you made Denmachi. But does he have to have the same name and face? I don't mind, though. I don't mind it. But I believe that's what's going to happen. Because when the dust settles here at this battle, Will's going to be catatonic. He's not going to be able to go to class. He's going to like, what's the point? His best friend's dead. And he failed to go to the tower. So why should he stay? That's my opinion. I don't know anybody else's opinion on the whole series. Maybe people in the comment section can enlighten me in this series about what's going to come forward. But to me, then again, he might not leave. Because here's the thing. He leaves, and these guys make more of those weapons, then those mages are fucked. They're just done. They're done. The only magic that works on those guys is earth. And maybe trees. Well, I mean, not trees, plants. I think plant magic and earth magic, maybe ice or air, but I don't know. Any magic that is energy-based is nullified. So, physical magic, it probably isn't. But then again, I think the wind doesn't work either. I think maybe the only thing that works is maybe earth and plant and maybe ice, but who knows. But that's all I got for you guys for today. Like I said, 10 out of 10 for this one. I cannot believe they did this. They just... So, I'll see you guys later.